Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to NDTV's flagship series, India Through the Eyes of Its Icons. Joining us today is somebody whose journey in Indian cinema is almost parallel to independent India's journey. Almost 7-8 decades that she has acted, directed, censored Indian cinema. She has been a vital part, a vital cog of India's journey through all these 7-8 decades. Asha Parekh, welcome to NDTV.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Asha ji, you were part of the golden era of Indian cinema. Worked with the best filmmakers, iconic actors. How do you look at your own journey?
Well, it's been a very long journey, and I enjoyed being where I was, and the adulation of the fans was really very great, and I enjoyed it.
And more than the enjoyment, you contributed immensely to the growth of Indian cinema through, the years that it was actually growing up.
Yeah, it was a golden era, I would say, and we had lovely music, we had lovely lyrics, very good directors, very good cameramen. Not that we don't have them now, but at that time it was a different thing altogether.
And 1960s and 1970s, there was a lot of larger than life, depiction in cinema. How did you see the transition? I mean, your own journey and the transition of Indian cinema.
Well, the films which I did were happy-go-lucky cinema.
Like you.
Yes, and the transition which has taken place has been good, I think so. We are coming out with more realistic films, and sometimes the films are not good because they don't have a good story, a good script. That's what I feel. In our times, the dialogues were very beautiful. I remember "Main Tulsi Tere Aangan Ki." Dr. Saab had written such fabulous dialogues that I think it was one of the best films of my life.
And Kati Patang?
Yes, Kati Patang also. That was Gulshan Nanda's story. And it was a little bit of a shift from my glamour image into doing some serious roles.
And then breaking of taboos, you were depicting a subject which was very taboo during those days.
Yes.
So, from being this glam queen to those kind of roles, I mean, how did you dabble through all those genres?
Well, it wasn't very difficult, but as such, people thought that I was just a glamour girl and not a good artist. So I had to prove myself that no, I can act. And that started with Do Badan. Not from Kati Patang, but Do Badan.
But tell us, Asha ji, your journey in Indian cinema is almost like, 7 decades plus journey. See, India also changed a lot, Bollywood changed a lot.
Yes.
How do you see the transition of Indian cinema, transition of India as a country where we are moving in the direction that we are moving, as both as a iconic participant in that journey and then as an observer who can today have the luxury of watching it from a distance?
Well, as you people have come out with the National of the Year, it's a fabulous idea, and that shows how much India has, gone ahead. We are doing fabulously. And films, as I said right now, that it has taken a transition. We are having good films coming, good artists coming. You see, what was that, before we used to do 4 films together. These days, the actors do only 1 film at a time. So that is a very good thing because you are just concentrating on 1 film. We were doing 4 films. Sometimes we were doing 2 shifts, 7 to 2 and 2 to 10. So that is the thing which has been very good for the industry. That's what I feel.
So there was no work-life balance for you?
No.
But tell me something, Ashaji. Of course, every industry, every iconic product, every iconic man or a woman goes through this challenge in their life. These are testing times for Bollywood. This is, of course, testing time for mass media. These are testing times for mass media from the journalism point of view. This is testing times for Bollywood in the sense of people are, at least from the Bollywood point of view, people are not going to the theatre. You know, yesterday, Allu Arjun's movie, that is a South Indian movie.
Yes, the Pushpa 2.
Pushpa 2 was making a blockbuster debut in the Hindi heartland. People sitting glued to a Mofussil town, Muzaffarnagar, they were watching Allu Arjun, glued, and newspapers were flashing that image. But somehow, that kind of success, the pan-India success or the pan-India reach of Bollywood that Bollywood has always enjoyed, one sector, which is always, you know, Bollywood stars were like demigods. That seems to be waning, and that seems to be under a question mark.
Why is it? I mean, the reason being, the South has started having a lot of films which are very, very, what should I say? There's a lot of action, there's a lot of blood, which I'm very happy I'm not on the censor board right now, because I wouldn't allow so much of bloodshed and so much of gory scenes, you know, which you see. But people like it, people like these sort of things, which is a sad thing I personally feel. I would like to see a family drama or something of that sort. Yes, you have some of these fight scenes, but not to that extent. Don't you agree with me? The South is, all the films of the South, if you take up, there's a lot of...
Or would you say there's technology?
Lot of action, you mean?
Lot of action, lot of fights, lot of bloodshed. Or I'm coming down to bloodshed.
I was speaking to Mr. Shekhar Kapoor, and
Yeah.
Shekhar, you, Salim Javed before you, all icons in their own right. One underlying point each one of you have been stressing, you also said the first thing, that story, a good script. Is it, Mrs. Asha Parekh, that a good script is missing from Bollywood?
Yes, it is. I agree with you, but there are films which do well, like Lapata Ladies. It had a good script. You didn't have any stars. So people should concentrate on the story, the script, what you are making. That makes a lot of difference.
Why do you think there are no good stories?
Let's say innovative stories, ingenuity in the storyline. Shekhar had an answer. Shekhar said that, you know, probably Bollywood is rootless currently, and South films are very rooted in their roots.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. But as I said again, the South films, yeah, there are films which the South have made and they've become super hits. Like I recently saw Family. What a beautiful film it was. And it was a very big hit. It was from the South. But it didn't have any action in it. But it was a very beautiful film. So it's not that all South films have that, but they do make films which has some substance, which you can relate with. Like I would relate with the film. So that sort of films are missing in Bollywood. It is rootless because the concentration has gone to the stars and not to the story. That's what I feel. I don't know. I may be wrong in my assumption.
You are a director yourself. I mean, behind the camera these days, for the last few decades. Where do you think the good storytellers are? I mean, why are they not there? That if there can be a Lapata Ladies without any big superstar in it, and still it is such a hit, it got commercial success besides getting awards as well. Where do you think is the slip or a gap?
That's what I'm saying, that people should concentrate more on stories than the stars. Because if there is a story, it's going to be a super hit with a superstar
Or without a superstar.
or without a superstar.
Mrs. Asha Parekh, tell me something. This is a question that has bothered me for a long time, you know, from the time I actually stopped watching Bollywood movies, not for any particular reason, one had no time left. That because the stories somehow are not about the common man, not about the people's ordinary lives that like they were earlier in the years preceding, even during Mr. Amitabh Bachchan's raging era,
Yes.
they were about common people and common man. Somehow that common man has got pushed to the margins. Everything is very slick, span, curated, you know, decorated, so to say. Is it one reason that the masses somehow are
Disconnected.
Because we are trying to ape the West, trying to show all those beautiful girls looking like foreigners. So naturally, are we dressed up in a sari? We are not dressed up in a sari. Are we dressed up in a salwar kameez? No. We are dressed up in a westernized dress. So how can you, I mean, think that it is us being there?
So that is the challenge.
Yes, it is. A common man would not be going in the clothes which the heroes are wearing. So there is a
At a
difference.
time, Rajesh Khanna was wearing the clothes that common man used to wear.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That right now, do you think what they are wearing is what the common man is wearing, or the girls what they are wearing? The girls, today's girls try to ape those girls, wearing Western dresses.
So when you and your contemporaries like Wahida Rehman, Saira Bano, Sharmila Tagore, all of you, were in cinema at that time, did you prefer to dress up in a particular way? Because as you said, you were being followed by girls outside.
Yes, definitely, because we didn't wear those Western dresses. We did wear. I won't say that we did not. We did wear, but to a certain limit. And we were clothed. Right now, no.
So among your contemporaries, who do you think was best dressed?
Best dressed?
Both men and women.
I think Shami Kapoor was very well dressed. Devanand was very well dressed. Amongst the ladies, I think Vaidaji was very well dressed. Sharmila was very well dressed. All of them. And we had designers who used to make our dresses.
So who do you miss the most, Mrs. Asha Parekh, from your co-stars like Devanand, Rajesh Khanna, Shami Kapoor?
Dharmendra.
Whom do you miss the most?
Shami Kapoor. Because I started my career with him. So I miss him.
So tell us stories about your
Mrs.
equation
Shami
with him.
Kapoor and
Yes.
Devanand, you're
Stories.
the evergreen hero.
Yes, Mr. Shami Kapoor, just because I started my career with him, and I tried to ape him when the way he used to sing his songs. I used to try to ape him, and in one of the films I totally aped him, and he came back and he said, "This is not good what you did." I said, "Why? I'm trying to do what you did." He said, "But no, you are doing exactly what I did." So there was one song in which I did ape him.
What was the song?
It was Aaye Din Bahar Ke, there was a song in which it totally, I tried to ape him.
But that was a hit. So that aping worked.
No, there was only one song which I did.
Devanand.
Devananda. He was another person who made you feel energetic, because he was so energetic that when he used to come on the set, it was, yes, yes, come along, let's do this, that sort of a thing. So he was one person from whom you learn where you get your energy.
And among the women, Wahida ji?
I was a very great admirer of Vijayanti Mala, because she was a great dancer, and I don't know, I worked with her in a film, a small role I did as a child artist, and I had danced with her. But she had a very royal look about her. When she used to enter the set, the whole set used to be pin drop silence, She really was a very elegant woman. I admired her the most.
I mean, and all of you, particularly you, Asha ji, that you all have that persona which lights up a room. I mean, we are honored to be sitting with you. There is something very, very magnetic about you, your energy as well. How do you look at your energy and what you share with masses in terms of your connect with the present generation of actors?
Has that connect dimmed, so to say, or has that connect increased?
I would not be able to say this because I don't know the younger generation, how they are with the people. Whereas I have always been a very open person. I like to talk to people. I like to know people's problems, try to sort them off if I can. So that's how I am.
Among the films that you have done, so many of them over the last 7 decades, I mean, the films where you acted, which was one character which stayed with you?
All the characters stayed with me till I was working in the film. But after that, no, I was myself. But which character you would say? I used to select my script, so I feel that all the characters I played, I enjoyed working in them. So it's very difficult to pinpoint and say that, well, I like this role or, yes, doing Main Tulsi Tere Aangan Ki, I remember Mr. Raj Khosla had come to me and narrated the subject. I had a very small role. I didn't have a very big role because after me, Nutan takes over. So the film goes on to Nutan. But that much of that role was very, very important. And I told Rajji, I said, you will not cut anything what you are narrating right now. And he promised me that he would not. And that's why that film gave me a lot of accolades.
And you were a leading lady in cinema at a time which was largely dominated by men. I mean, they were seen as leading players who could get a commercial success. But you managed it with great elan.
I mean, it was the men's industry, I would say. Even now it is so. But, well, I got along with everyone. It was not a very tough time for me. And as I said, I selected my scripts. Whatever I did, I knew what I was doing.
And one of the reasons why possibly the industry changed in so many ways in terms of commercials, in terms of, is that leading ladies now, particularly in the generation of Kareena Kapoor and Deepika Padukone and others, have started to certainly get slightly more important.
Yes, they are. That's what I said, that now the girls are getting importance because the roles are such. But at the whole thing, if you go to see, it is again a male-dominated industry, whether we like it or not. Yes, Kareena and Deepika have got the opportunity in some films, I won't say all films, some films where they have been able to do a leading role where it is more concentrated on the heroine. But otherwise, it's a male.
And you would want it to change?
Definitely, definitely. I would be very happy because I think women are doing fabulous in each sphere of the life.
Your autobiography is titled The Hit Girl. I mean, the choice of the title is equally fascinating, and as it's reflective of the commercial success that you brought.
Yes, definitely, because I think I had the maximum hits in my career, and they were not just silver jubilees, they were golden jubilees also. So naturally, people thought me to be a lucky star, and my films were sold with the distributors. I was a distributor too. I have distributed about 24 films.
You are a Kathiawadi woman, business is in your genes.
I don't know.
We are Gujarati.
Yeah, I am a Gujarati, but
business is in your genes.
It's not that one should have genes. Every Kathiawadi has a genes.
And this entire transition or as a producer now, and someone who picks the scripts and gets people to act for you. I mean, and then your role as the first woman heading CBFC.
Yes, censoring films. I mean, you said you won't allow some.
That was a very tough job. And because I was a woman, the backlash was quite a lot from the industry. But I stood my ground. What I felt was not to be shown to the audience, I stood my ground. So I think maybe people may not have liked me as the censor board chief, but I did my job.
Do you think,
and I feel happy about it.
Do you think OTT needs a censoring?
Absolutely.
But many would call it regressive, Asha ji. People, why do you want to censor everything that people wish to watch? I mean, the world watches it.
Let me tell you, say when I was on the censor board, it was
you were a tough censor board chief.
Yes. There were a lot of debates going on. What should be seen and what should not be seen. Now, you see a family, a husband and wife, they go out to see a film or they go for a party. The children are at home, okay? And the children are with the servants. The servants are seeing porn on the TV and the children are also seeing that. Do you think it's good for the children to be seeing porn? Yeah, now you have computers and you have everything open. So the children see everything, okay? But do you think bad words should be there in the films? I mean, our children learn all those dirty words, and I've seen them flinging it on their parents. It was shocking.
Yeah, because in a sense, when you see it on screen, it is glorified. So from that point of view, I understand your point.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's
glorified. It's like regularized, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't remain obscene anymore.
The son comes and just uses the 4-letter word to the mother and goes away. I mean, the mother should slap the child. How dare you use this word? But no, it's not. It's a common word. So that's where I feel bad. I may be an old-fashioned person, but I really don't like these dirty words.
No, you are evergreen in your thoughts. I mean, you're evergreen in your thoughts. Tell me something, Mrs. Asha Parekh. You have seen cities like Bombay obviously evolve in front of your own eyes.
Yes.
You've seen massive transformation in our financial capital. I'm quite sure massive transformation across the country. How do you see it, India's journey, its transformation through your eyes? If Asha Parekh has to describe it, how will you describe it?
I miss Bombay, which was there when I was a kid. To a certain extent, now Bombay doesn't look like Bombay, which I have seen, with little houses, beautiful houses, the trees, the greenery around. I miss that.
And what about the rest of the country? The transformation of the rest of the country? You would have seen that also in 7 decades or so.
Yes, the country is going ahead. Country is doing very well, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be an Indian, but I miss my Bombay, which
is now Mumbai.
And you miss the quaintness of the old world. Huh?
Yes, absolutely. The peacefulness, as I said, the greenery, the old times.
The quietness.
And what is your best memory of Delhi?
Delhi.
You would have come to receive so many awards here.
Well, Delhi has changed a lot. It's become a very beautiful city now. And I did a lot of shooting here for Fir Wahi Dil Aaya, and I enjoyed shooting in Delhi.
Asha ji, we'll start wrapping it up, and I wish I could say, अच्छा तो हम चलते हैं. तो उसका आप जवाब क्या देंगी?
फिर मिलेंगे.
कब मिलेंगे?
जब आप कहेंगे.
शुक्रिया. Thank you so much, Asha Parekh, for your time.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Asha Parekh, for joining NDTV. Thank you very much.
Thank you.